Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and trends. We have a fascinating story to share with you, all about Jordan Klepper, an American journalist known for his work on The Daily Show, who has been exploring the world of politics and social issues. Recently, Klepper had an in-depth conversation about his experiences interviewing supporters of former President Donald Trump and other conservatives. He discussed how people often open up to him, even when they recognize him from his work on The Daily Show. Klepper noted that this willingness to share their thoughts and opinions is a unique aspect of American culture. One of the main topics of discussion was Trump's nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize. Klepper talked about how he visited Norway to learn more about the prize and what it represents, and how he spoke with people on the street in America to get their take on the issue. He also shared his thoughts on why some people might be drawn to speaking with him, despite being recognizable from his TV appearances. Klepper's work often sparks interesting conversations and debates, and this topic is no exception. As we consider the complexities of American politics and the role of media in shaping public opinion, it's essential to approach these issues with nuance and balance. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into the latest developments in international relations, where tensions are escalating between the United States and Venezuela. According to recent reports, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened land strikes against suspected Venezuelan drug traffickers, sparking concerns about a potential military intervention. Top U.S. officials, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Dan Kane, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, are set to brief congressional leaders on the situation. The briefing comes after a months-long military campaign against alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and Pacific, which has faced intense scrutiny following a recent strike that killed survivors. President Trump has also hinted at expanding anti-drug operations to Mexico and Colombia, stating that he would consider using force against targets in these countries if necessary. This move has raised eyebrows among international observers who are watching the situation unfold with bated breath. It's worth noting that the U.S. strategy in the region is part of a broader national security strategy, which aims to reassert American influence in the Western Hemisphere. However, critics argue that this approach may be perceived as heavy-handed or even imperialistic, potentially straining relations with neighboring countries. As the situation continues to unfold, we'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and evaluate the potential consequences of any military action. The world is watching, and the stakes are high. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're wrapping up today's show with a developing story from the Sahel region in Africa. Reports are emerging that a Nigerian military transport plane has violated the airspace of Burkina Faso, a member of the Confederation of Sahel States, or AES. According to the AES, the Nigerian C-130 plane carrying 2 crew and 9 military passengers landed in the city of Bogo Dioulasso without clearance after allegedly flying over Burkina Faso without authorization. The Nigerian government has responded by stating that the plane made a precautionary landing due to a technical issue, and that the decision to land in Burkina Faso was taken in accordance with standard safety procedures and international aviation protocols. The crew is reported to be safe, and the incident is currently being investigated. This development comes amidst rising tensions between the AES and the Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, a regional body that Nigeria is a part of. The AES was formed by Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger after they broke away from ECOWAS, citing concerns over foreign influence and sanctions. The situation is complex, with multiple parties involved and different accounts of the events unfolding. As more information becomes available, we'll be sure to bring you updates. For now, it's clear that the relationship between Nigeria and the AES member states is under strain, and this incident has the potential to escalate tensions in the region. That's all for today's Barber's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.